Yay! Finally a new video! Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, it's your first time, welcome too. Thanks for tuning in. This video is going to be an interesting one because it's the first time I'm actually going to talk about watches on my channel. So sit back and relax. If you are a true watch enthusiast and a professional, don't judge me too harsh because I'm still learning. I'm only getting into watches, so I may say something that may sound weird to you. But anyway, even though I have a big passion and love for cars, I'm really crazy about cars, I actually love and enjoy wearing watches. I'm really passionate, and I get a lot of pleasure and satisfaction only just simply by holding them in hand and just looking at them. I mean, or maybe because I've been fascinated about watches for years already. I've been watching a lot of documentary movies about how a watch is made and how complicated it is to make a watch. I mean, some people don't even understand how much work and how many hundreds of hours are put into making a watch, and some of them may even need months to be completed. So that's what I love, and I always have a big respect for watch makers and watch masters and enthusiasts and everything that's related to watches. So, but today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite watches from my collection, even though I have a really small one, but I started to build it. And how I got this watch, it's really interesting. First, let me show it to you. Just hide my face a bit so the camera can focus on the watch. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, I fell in love with this deep blue dial. And the watch is called Pobeda, which translates as victory, if I'm not wrong. It was made in Russia, and it's my first watch made in that country. I mean, and it's a pretty simple watch, really cheap, but I fell in love with the way this dial, deep blue dial, looks. So here's a short story how I got it into my collection. So I bought it about 4 years ago. I was in Europe. I was at a flea market in Republic of Moldova. I was walking on the streets of the city of Chisinau, and there was a flea market there, and there was an older gentleman. He had on his table he had a pretty big box with about 20 watches, I believe, maybe more than that. So I was walking there and I see this blue dial watch. I was like, oh, that looks cool. And it had a really old and cracked strap, but a dried one. It looks so bad, and it was even missing the second dial, second hand. So I was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. And the guy was like, it's working. The watch works. It just needs some love, right? You have to put a new second hand and put a new strap, and you're good to go. So that's what I did. I bought it for I think I paid about €25, about $25 or something like that, which is nothing. I mean, so what I did, I went in the same day. I went to a watch store. I bought this beautiful dark brown strap. I'm not sure, it may be made in Italy or somewhere, I forgot, the lady told me, but it's a really nice and fine strap. It feels really good in hand. And the same day I went to a watch mechanic, a watch master in the city, and I told him about the issue. He said, okay, not a big deal. I have a spare second hands. So he just put it there in like half an hour, and I went back and I took it. And here it is. Finally, after 4 years, I still enjoy looking at this watch. I even got a few compliments on the road, on the streets when I was walking, and it's nice. I mean, probably the only thing I like about this watch is the deep blue dial. That's what attracted me, and yeah, I've been having it. I have it for 4 years, and I believe I'll never sell this watch because, well, who needs it? It's a really cheap watch, you know. But the thing is, to me, it doesn't really matter how expensive the watch is. I mean, it may cost $10,000 or it may cost $100. I mean, if I love it, I like the way it looks, I'll just buy it and I'll enjoy wearing it. Doesn't really matter to me what is the price of that watch. Yeah, so $25, which is just nothing. I mean, it's basically for free, and I believe it's worth more than this, of course. But it's an old watch. I mean, it's pretty old. It's probably it's about 30 years old, because on the dial literally it says made in Russia. So I believe it was made in the 90s, maybe in the late 90s. So it may be about 30 years old. But it's still in really good shape. I gave it to that master. He oiled it. He kind of refreshed it, and it may need a bit of polishing. It has a few tiny scratches on the glass, but other than that, it's okay. I mean, but that's the pleasure I get from, you know, this kind of simple and cheap watches, just by their elegance and the simplicity. It's really nice, and it sits really comfortably on my wrist, because first of all, it's pretty thin, and it's not a big one. I mean, I believe it's about 36, 37 millimeter, maybe 38, and that's the size I actually like to wear, because I have a bigger watch which is about 42 millimeter, I believe, and it's kind of big, kind of chunky, and it may be not so comfortable to wear that kind of watch, the big ones. But the 38, 39 millimeters are just perfect for my wrist, and sometimes I even forget that I have it on my hand, and it's really light and comfortable. So I can't talk too much about watches yet because I'm still learning, but for me, that's the pleasure. I mean, I like to look at them, to touch them, to wear them, and that's the nice thing I like about watches. And also lately I actually started watching many different YouTube channels about watches. There are some really passionate people on the internet who they know what they're talking about, and I love watching them. So I keep learning every day something new, and it gives me satisfaction. So yeah, I know there are millions of watch enthusiasts around the world, and I feel them. I mean, I know what they mean when they, and I don't blame actually people who spend, for example, $100,000 for a watch, because they know what they are doing. They know what they are buying, first of all, if they can afford. First of all, there are watches that are so rare. They're basically, like Kevin O'Leary says, piece unique. I love when he says that. I keep watching his channel, and he's just crazy about watches. I mean, if some of you know about him, but who doesn't know, go and check on YouTube Kevin O'Leary. He's just amazing. I mean, he's the guy who knows what he wants in life when it comes to watches. I mean, the collection he has is just insane. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I have only mad respect for people who know what they want in life, and if they're crazy about watches, they're ready to spend hundreds of thousands. Why not? Why not? If you can afford that. There are so many unique pieces in the world. They're just like one of one. There are watches that are maybe even priceless. So yeah, in the future I may buy something way more expensive. And on my list is Rolex Submariner. Actually, I really fell in love with Submariner, with the black dial, and that's one of the watches on my list that I may buy in the near future. We'll see. But for now, I started small. You know, you start small, quiet, and keep going up and up until you, I don't know, I hope I don't get too addicted to watches. I know some people have big addiction and they just can't stop. But that's a beautiful addiction. I mean, why not? Why not? If you can afford, do it, do it. If that's what makes you happy, that's it. That's the most important. So this was today's video. I mean, I didn't really give a lot of information. I believe I forgot to mention the model. This is pobeda 2602. For those who want to know, 2602, I believe. And I don't really know actually about the power reserve, because this is a mechanical watch. And but what I've noticed, I have to keep rewinding it every day, almost every day, like a day and a half. So I believe the power reserve is about 30 hours maybe, no more than that. I know there are watches who have 60, 70, or 50, 60 hours power reserve, but this one is only maybe about 30. So I kind of try to not forget and just keep rewinding it. But it's pleasant. I mean, it gives me satisfaction and pleasant and pleasure. Yeah, so this was today's video. That's what I know about this watch. I'm still learning and exploring the watch world, and hopefully one day I will reach Switzerland, which is the nest for the watch enthusiasts and the watchmakers. That's one of my dreams, to get there and to explore. But thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see. I may make more videos about some of my watches. I have a few more in my collection, but they're not so interesting, so we'll see. If I'll buy something different and interesting and kind of cool, I may make a new video. So this was it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll let this guy rest.